Hey guys, this is Estelle from Super Learning Sisters. Today I'll be reviewing 2021 Newbery Honor book, When You Trap a Tiger by Tay Killer. And her grandmother is a Korean and she's actually an American. So she was sort of inspired by her grandmother's stories, and then she wrote this book. So how I got to read this book was basically, it was in the newspaper, so I thought maybe I read the blurb and stuff after that, so I thought that maybe it would be very interesting to look at certain type of books that sort of talk about Korean traditional stories and sisterhood and friendship and on and on. So basically the story summary. Lily and her sister Sam goes to their grandmother's house because mom just brought them to a grandmother's house unexpectedly, so Sam's sort of annoyed and Lily's sort of confused and baffled. But then one day Lily sees this mystical Korean myth creature, which is a tiger. And then one day she also figures out that the reason why Sam and Lily herself went to grandmother's house unexpectedly was because she had brain cancer, and Lily's mom just wanted them to spend more time with grandma when she was still alive. Also, she wrote, instead of grandma in this book, wrote 할머니. In Korean, it's actually supposed to be 할머니. So basically what happens is that 할머니 is sick, and then Lily's trying to save 할머니 with this mystical tiger's help. So basically, the thing I liked about this book was the fact that it sort of touched a lot of different topics during the adventure of Lily and trying to save her 할머니. And what happened is that I really liked, my favorite part out of all the topics mixed in this book was about sisterhood. And what happens is that Lily and Sam are not that close to each other for some reason, because Lily was so small and young when her father died, though Sam was old enough to remember him, so it's like a permanent scar. So they have some trouble getting along, and that was my favorite part. And I really like the fact that the author tried to mix certain topics in this book. And the bad part, not really that bad, but sort of a part about this book was that I really wanted to know a little bit more about Sam. I think this book was sort of focusing on Lily, probably because it was sort of like based on Lily and just showed what she did. And it was Lily's perspective, but I sort of wanted to know more about Sam. Like, in the end, there are some things, massive things that are revealed about Sam. I think it was pretty interesting. Like, it was not that of a mystery, but I still had some fun figuring out what Sam was up to, what Sam was thinking. But then I hope that there might be more like of a resolution to Sam's perspective. Like in Lily's perspective, in the end, she gets things organized and she gets things done for her. But then Sam, it just revealed her secrets and then didn't show the resolution, and then the story just ended. So I hope that there was like Sam's secret was sort of revealed on like the third, fourth of the story, and the resolution was more there. That was one of the parts that I didn't really like about this book. As for the rating, I would give approximately like 4.4 out of 5 stars for this book, mostly because it talked about so many things like altered Korean traditional stories and sisterhood and friendship. I really like those things, but then I hope there was more like of a resolution to the story, and because it just ended abruptly for some reason, and then it didn't really continue to the end how like Lily and Sam are adjusting to their new lifestyle. So I hope there is more resolution. Also, I recommend this book to people who like mystical stories, like how tigers try to eat little children, and then little children just ask the sky god to go up and become the sun and the moon and stuff like that. I think it was really interesting for people who like mystical stories or tigers or some sort of Korean traditional stories and on and on. I thought that I will recommend these to them. So that would be the end of my book review. Thank you for watching. For more contents like this, subscribe. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to comment in the video if you have any suggestions. Bye!